Hi, this is Scott Newsom, and this is for Computers Assessment Task 1 for Cert 4 in Fitness for VFA. For this cert, we're going to walk through a quick assessment on how to use a few common computer things like Word, Excel, and Internet Explorer. So first off, we're going to open up the programs. Most of these can be found in your Start menu, My Computers, or if you have a shortcut on your desktop. Otherwise, we open them up on the computer here. So I've created an Excel program. So in Excel, a couple of common things that people can do. You have a spreadsheet here, lots of different columns and rows and tables. Really good for setting out schedules or timetables, keeping track of certain things. Very standard column format. A few things you can do. You can type into each cell. Using tab will go across cells, and pressing enter will go down cells. Once you have your information in each cell, by highlighting either the columns or the rows, by clicking, holding and dragging with the mouse, you can change the size of each of them. So there you go, I've got quite a wide third row now. Make my C column extra wide so I can fit more information in there. Another way I could fit more information in a cell, if I had too much information to fit in that one line and it would go into other lines, is that I can highlight that cell and click this button here that says wrap text, and that will automatically change that cell so that the text will fit within it. Sometimes, as with all computer things, it might delay a bit, have a little bit of a lag, but more often than not, give it a little bit of time, it'll come back, and there you can see it's loaded. It's automatically fit the text into the space provided. So that's a few different ways we can change the size of the fields to adjust the cells for whatever information you might need. Once you've actually got some text, you can change the font of the text using this drop down box here. So this is Calibri at the moment, but there are many other fonts that you can use. We'll give Excel a second again. It's not responding too well right now. There we go. So we can scroll through and you can see there's a multitude of different texts you can use. So if we change this one to Kaiti, and that'll change the look of the cell. We can also change the size of the writing, and you can also either bold, italic, or underline the writing. So bolding makes it stand out some more. Italics or underlining. Bold and underline more common for kind of headlines or something you want to stand out. And italics kind of subnotes, but I mean, you can use it in any way. They're just ways to make the text stand out more in case it's something important on the file that you're trying to save or something you want people to notice. Another thing I like to do is use changing the color of the text or filling in the box. So with this top row, if I highlight those cells, I can change the color of the cell. So I can pick any color. There's a whole bunch of different ones. To really make it stand out, sometimes for a headliner, what I'll do is I'll color the cells black and change the color of the writing to white, and then that directly contrasts to some of the other cells, and so it makes it really obvious to see. For the most part, that's what you'll use at first with Excel. You can add extra tabs at the bottom here, so you can have multiple tabs. And you can right click on those and rename them to help you keep track of them. It's great for multiple days. If you're writing out a routine for the gym or something like that, you can have multiple days across those to keep track of. And that is pretty much Microsoft Excel. The other Microsoft suite that is used most often would be Microsoft Word. So I've got Microsoft Word open here, and does give you a few options for different styles of pages to open depending on how recent your Microsoft Word is. But I'm just going to open a blank document here. So click on blank document. Again, takes a little bit of time to load. I'm going to give it a chance to warm up in the morning. And there's our Microsoft Word. So as you can see, unlike Excel, it's not in a cell format. You can create that on Word if need be, but that's what Excel is kind of designed for. Word is more about writing letters, information, and things like that. So again, we have our blank page, and we can write a bunch of information on it. We can go down and keep writing more information, keeping track of it. With any of these words, we have the similar changes as with Excel. We can change the font in this drop down box. So we're going to change this one to AR Darling. And we'll change the third one down to something completely different. Let's have a look at, well, it doesn't really matter, but, oh, Lucida Handwriting. There you go. So you can see the different fonts changing. We can change this one in the middle to be size 24. It'll be much bigger. And this one at the bottom, change back down to size 8, the smallest you can go. So you can change the fonts, the style, the size. We can also bold it again. We can underline one, or we can put something in italics by using our 3 shortcut buttons here. With Microsoft Word, we can also change the color of the font and the background, as mentioned in the Excel. And you can realign your wording depending on how you would like it to stand out. So if I wanted this to be a heading and I wanted it to be in the middle, we have these 4 shortcut options here. The one on the left, the one it's assigned to at the moment, is aligned left, but if I align it to the middle, it's going to center that, and I can align it to the right if I want it over the far side. So I can change the lining. Also for headings or more important documents, we do have shortcuts here to change the style. And that will automatically change the font, the size, etc. to make it stand out more, so it will look more like a heading or a title or a subtitle. So a lot of shortcuts are fairly straightforward in the Word process. There are many other things you can do to your document to make it stand out. You can add pictures, you can add diagrams, you can add tables and whatnot. A lot of that is more advanced, but it can be found through these shortcut tabs at the top. So you can insert tables, pictures, etc. You can change the design and the page layout. And then once everything's done, you can click on File and save your file to your computer. So that's pretty much Microsoft Word, probably one of the more commonly used Microsoft suites. The last one, not by Microsoft, but a very, very commonly used computer program is Internet Explorer. So Internet Explorer, the big E, a very common trademark these days. You can open up a multitude of tabs. So here we have the VFA website, and I have a couple of other websites open. To use Internet Explorer, usually you'd either open a brand new page, or in most of the modern ones, you can just open up a new tab by clicking on this empty box here to the right hand side of any tabs you currently have open. It's going to open up a tab. Depending on your search engine or your home page, etc., it may look something like this and offer you some options. In this top left corner, if you don't have any of these options, you can type in the address of a website you would like to go to. So probably the most common website in the world is Google. So we'll just go to Google, and you'll see by typing that in, it's going to automatically redirect me to Google, and then I can either change the website I want to go to, or using Google I can search something that I would be interested in, like fitness industry code of practice. It gives me a few options here, and so I can search for something along those lines, and it will give me more options. Once I click on these, it will redirect me to the page that I'm looking for, and I can get information that way. So if you know the website you're looking for, you can always type it in this top left box, and if you don't, then you can use a search engine, whether it be Bing, Yahoo, Google, etc., to find what you're looking for. In the top right hand corner of most Internet Explorers, you have these 3 boxes. One of them is the home box, the little house. That will take you back to a predetermined page that you have set as your home page. whether it's the search engine or Facebook for a lot of people or the VFA website. The second one across is the favorites list. So the little star is the favorites. And you can add to this websites that you use most commonly, and create a shortcut so you don't need to type in the address every time you want to use those. So that's a nice easy way to keep track of websites or pages that you might need to reference later on if you were writing a paper or something in Word or Excel and you needed to reference something. And the last one across, the gear, is tools and options and help, etc. So you can change your details, you can zoom in, you can zoom out, you can have add-ons or downloads, or you can go to internet options, and in here there is a whole bunch of security, content, connections and privacy details that can be changed for your internet connection. That's a little more advanced and not necessarily anything someone needs to play with, except maybe the general internet options, which is where you can change your homepage. So we'll get out of that, and that is pretty much Internet Explorer. So those are the three of the more commonly used computer programs. We have Excel for creating tables and keeping track of raw data. It's more important for that. We have Microsoft Word for creating paperwork, letters, anything more wordy. So Excel, more numbers; Microsoft Word, more words, obviously. And Internet Explorer for finding information, tracking down anything you might need to find, contacting people, etc., etc. So hopefully that helps you if you're unfamiliar with any of those three things, and see you next time.